Good afternoon, I'm Theodore, this is my brother Gabriel. We're here at Gabriel's on 40 Central Park South, and tonight we're going to be trying the Lewis Cellars Chardonnay. We've been seeing a lot of this.
Label got a little bit screwed up here. Sorry, apologize for the shot, but
Here.
Lewis Cellars Chardonnay, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, we've had this on the list since the old Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant on 11 West 60th. It's a beautiful Chardonnay from Napa Valley. They're also known for their Cabernet, which we also have on our list, but not at the moment. We are 86 of the moment, so we got our traditional Wine Gab, or not traditional, but
We'll be able to see it.
ceremonial Wine Gab engraved glass today too, so we're... Wow, the color of that, definitely a really... For how balanced and pale it is, it's a deep yellow. It's almost like a greenish yellow, but this is delightfully cold because we've had this in ice throughout service. And
lettering, with if it had a black background. Now here, this will be your glass.
All right.
I'll try it. Pour me a glass.
Little taste here. Wow.
Wow. You kind of almost...
It's a good Chardonnay, man. You know they're using that nice oak over there. Definitely like a little bright on the nose, but still kind of rounds out to almost a little bit of toffee.
I don't know. It's very luxurious. It's kind of creamy almost.
Wow, totally.
With hints of like pear and apple. For sure.
I feel a little bit, it takes you through that, takes you through like a little bit. The nose, I get a little bit of buttered popcorn, a little bit, in a good way.
I was thinking about that on the nose instantly. And it looks like buttered popcorn too. It kind of takes you to a buttery popcorn kind of feeling. And I feel like that's a good situation for this wine, you know?
What does it deal with listening to it?
They say they...
I don't think listening to it does anything. You see a lot of videos of people on Instagram listening to wine at the table, and if some guy did that
too sweet.
here, I wouldn't
sugar
understand.
runoff here. Can't really see it. You get like a couple droplets.
The legs are interesting on this. I mean, hopefully the camera can kind of pick it up, but
this is one of those though that like you can really kind of almost feel it drinking it. Like you can have a couple bottles of this where something else will be hurting you the next morning. This will have you kind of feeling at least not rejuvenated. You know?
I mean, it's got a bright acidity. No, it's a really balanced wine.
You can't say it's going to make you feel better, but it's definitely going to be a lot better than whatever else you were going to drink, for sure.
It's hard to keep the good vintages of this. I've never really had a bad vintage of this, but this one to me is a little bit more buttered popcorn.
And people know it, and they like it, and they have a good return ratio on this one as well.
This wine reminds me of Farniente in a way. They're famous for their Cab, they're famous for their Chardonnay, and they both always deliver in terms of like a big white, not a muscle white at all, but a big white at the table. This one delivers. When you get it really, really cold, this wine is definitely a treat. I would put this at the higher end price range of, you know, a Chardonnay that you would just kind of grab at a wine store, but for
and it's
dinner
a great
here at Gabriel's
extension from like a Pinot Grigio too as well.
Yeah, you want something a little bit more substantial, and it's a great one. I mean, the acidity is really balanced. I mean, that's what I think is really a secret with this wine. It has your fruit, it has your ripe pear, it has your
but I feel like with fruits,
too.
I don't know. I get worried when I hear about a Pinot Noir being fruity, because to me, it's gonna be too much
going on.
Too much going on,
Yeah.
and it's a wine.
You don't want an Amarone, you want it to be a straightforward Pinot Noir.
No, but I just feel like it's so easy to get so corked when it's
too much going on. It's hard to tell which direction to follow down the road, for sure.
Yeah, but also I feel like I more often than not heading down the wrong direction, and that's just a personal preference against fruitier wines, and I do like that this Chardonnay doesn't bring me there.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to a lot of other Chardonnays.
It brings
you
you
like an oak,
a jagged oak butter
you know,
bomb.
an oak butter bomb.
Ron from Opeachy Wine and Spirits told me that earlier. Like, I don't not like California Chardonnays, but I don't like what they do to them. And what that means, in my opinion, to try to educate a little bit, is they'll put oak chips in the stainless to mimic an expensive and more less yielding oak barrel production, because you can make stainless steel vats cheaper and bigger, and you can actually kind of work them when you're doing the winemaking process by leaving the skins in and re-saturating the top crust layer of it, and that's actually easier to do with stainless engineering. And I've seen we talked about Gaia that we're going to upload to the podcast as well.
We were looking at the pipes in the Gaia,
beautiful piping,
customed out, amazing factory production.
These guys definitely don't skimp on quality in terms of wine production. Lewis Cellars is a very reputable Chardonnay. In my opinion, it can be a little bit hard to get sometimes, but lately we've not having a problem with that since we opened. I guess during COVID, I had an issue restocking it, and that was my one complaint, is that the vineyard was kind of a little bit... I was annoyed because I couldn't get the wines while they were selling wines on their website, and they were out of stock with who I wanted them, and then I said, to me, that's my one detriment about this wine. I thought it wasn't good business to have a web store open on your website and everything's available, and I need 2 cases of wine for an anniversary party, and I can't get it. So that was...
They're like, I love this wine. I love Lewis
That was
Cellars.
Annoying for me, yeah. So
like, it would be make this
that's
moment
my
right
one
now
complaint about
for a
Lewis
wedding.
Cellars. Yeah. So, and I had to get to switch
it,
at wine,
and 2 months.
Nobody's ever happy to switch a white. They always think you're trying to give them something that's less quality. So
Yeah,
it's a losing battle.
And we were just talking about this before, where whites can be really fickle, where the wine distributor, someone will send you a year later, and
that's what we're talking about too.
And so
Wine Gab griping,
wine gripes.
Wine gripes is that
wine gripes.
These years are
natural wines.
Yeah. Not only do I hate natural wines because I think it tastes like cow poop, but I think that it's hard to keep a wine list of 500 bottles plus with the vintages when the distributors will frequently send you older vintages.
I think what we have to do to avoid that is just buy in huge bulk quantities.
But nobody has the space to do so, so it's easier said than done.
Maybe keep like a secondary warehouse space.
Listen, the inventory for whites can be a little bit tricky.
Even that's expensive.
Yeah.
We'd have to go like
no, because whites, we keep all our whites chilled in a massive walk-in refrigerator, so we don't actually have the space to buy 5 cases at a time. So respectfully, that's not a great idea, because you only need 2 cases at a time of each wine in the list, and even that's a lot. So we have.
Well, we could sell the wine here as well. We could.
This has been Wine Gab with Gabriel and Theo, my brother here at Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant.
The Lewis Cellars.
Lewis Cellars, and this is the 2022 vintage, and we're happy that you have watched another episode of Wine Gab.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. God bless.